Hey y'all, as I'm sure you're very well aware, in 2026, the accounting world is going through a lot of changes. And it's not just the accounting firms that are feeling it. If you run a business and you rely on a CPA for your taxes, compliance, or other financial guidance, the industry shift has probably been felt by you as well. So I just want to take a moment today and talk to you a little bit about what's going on, like what is happening in our industry, in the CPA industry, in the accounting industry, and what it really means for you and your business. So let's start with some of the biggest issues. The number one on our plate is the CPA talent shortage. If you haven't noticed, the average CPA is well above retirement age. It's actually predicted that about 75% of all current CPAs are set to retire in the next 15 years. You couple that with the fact that we currently have the lowest amount of people sitting for the CPA exam that we've had in the last 20 years. So not only do we have a vast number of the current CPAs set to retire, we're not backfilling it quickly enough. So that's creating a huge gap. And so firms are really struggling to hire. So they're really being forced to put themselves into one or two different buckets. One of those buckets is they're starting to fire clients. They're acknowledging that they can't work with everybody. And so because they can't hire quickly and hire the staff that they're looking for, they're forced to reduce the number of clients that they can effectively support. The other side of it is we see an onslaught of firms like TurboTax and H&R Block and Jackson Hewitt, and you name it, and they're really there just to help make sure that people are compliant, that people have somewhere to go to file a return, whether it be online by yourself or with somebody in your local town. But you're really not getting a lot of the relationship side of things that a lot of us have grown accustomed to with our current CPA. So all of this pressure is really creating a lot of cracks in our industry. So for decades, the industry was built around this one-to-one relationship, right? You knew your CPA, that was the one person that you spoke with and that knew you. And that is getting harder and harder to find. Not only that, but tax laws are continuing to change, and not only change, but in a lot of cases get vastly more complicated. We're getting a lot of tax law changes these days that the IRS isn't even really providing a ton of guidance around how to handle. They're just kind of leaving it up to the professionals to figure out on some of these things. So not only are the tax laws and running a business becoming more complex, the people available to help with that are very quickly going away, and they're not being backfilled. So what is the good news here, right? The good news is the industry is shifting. More and more firms are moving towards this team-based approach, this idea that we can create in a situation where we can have what felt like a one-to-one relationship, but with a group setting of people that know you, so that when one leaves, not only do we have time to replace that person, you don't feel a gap in service or experience because the group knows you. So as a business owner, that's the question worth asking. Is your current CPA relationship built around one person? Or do you have a team of people that are there to protect you, to support you, to help you? Because eventually that one person is going to retire. What's next? Pricing models, right? They're starting to change. 10, 15 years ago, you probably had a situation where when you called your CPA, they started a clock and they sent you an invoice for the time that it took to have that conversation. Increasingly, more and more CPAs are moving away from that hourly billing and toward more of a value-based flat fee pricing. And honestly, it's well overdue. On a fixed fee, it creates predictability. You know what the fee is going to be. It encourages the conversation, the communication, the relationship. Because you're already paying anyways, right? So you might as well have the conversation. You might as well get to know one another and get to know your team. It removes that little voice in your head asking, I don't know if this question is worth $300, $400, $500. We talked about this a little bit earlier. Our regulatory issues, tax laws, are changing, and they're changing rapidly, and they're adding significant complexity. 2026 has brought a wave of this across multiple states. It's not just at the federal level, right? More regulation, even deregulation, just creates more complexity. More complexity means your situation in particular gets more complex. And sometimes with complexity comes the opportunity for issues. All of that, all of this that I've been talking about thus far just adds pressure. to what's already a very pressure-filled life as a business owner. But it also reinforces something very important. You shouldn't be having one rushed conversation in April to try to figure all of this out, especially at a time when that person you're talking to is probably pretty stressed. You should be having these conversations regularly. Why does this matter? Well, it matters because change can be unsettling. Whether it's change you chose because you're looking for another firm, or it's change you didn't choose because the IRS changed tax laws that may have had a negative or a positive impact on your day-to-day life. It's completely valid to wonder, what does all this industry news mean for you and your business, and ultimately your wallet? Here's the truth. Many of these changes are improvements, like we talked about with the fixed fee, better technology, better pricing models, better access, better collaboration, if you're working with the right firm, that is. At PaulHood, we've been watching these shifts closely. And honestly, the direction the industry is heading looks a lot like what we've been working on for a long time. So here's what it means for you. We offer year-round partnership, not seasonal transactions. While many firms are scrambling to fill capacity gaps, our clients have a team already available all year long, not just in April. Questions get answered when they matter, not after it's too late to make a difference. We operate in a flat fee pricing. I don't want you to hesitate about calling me. I don't want you to wonder what a conversation is going to cost. I just want to be able to provide clarity for whatever is causing issue in your life at the moment. In closing, money shouldn't be a mystery. It should be a tool to build stability, security, and peace of mind. With the right partner, those shifts can actually work in your favor. So if you want to experience what it's like to work with a firm that's embracing the future of accounting and using it to put more money back in your pocket, schedule a demo with PaulHood today.